You've probably already heard about the infamous hot coffee controversy.
You want to have some coffee?
But did you know that it became a massive national issue?
A recent modification to the game allowed players to watch explicit sex.
Triggered federal investigations.
To stop a situation in which video games with pornographic and violent...
Even predicted modern internet gaming culture.
Even better, I have some Grand Theft Auto 5 leaks.
All of this came from a single internet post. But before we get into all of that, it's important to understand how people viewed video games back in the early 2000s. In the early 2000s, video games had become public enemy number one. Every few months, another news station blamed them for violence. Politicians called them dangerous. Parents feared they were poisoning an entire generation of kids. Video games weren't entertainment anymore, they were a threat. And out of every game at the time, Grand Theft Auto became the biggest target. Then in 2005, where after gaining massive success from the PS2 release, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas finally arrived on PC. It quickly became one of the most moddable games people had access to at the time. Thousands of players gathered across the internet and old forums, long before YouTube completely took over gaming culture. Sites like GTA forums became the center of the internet culture for it at the time, where people shared discoveries, reverse-engineered files, investigated mysteries and theories, basically discussing every hidden thing they could possibly find inside the game. And players love this kind of stuff, especially the infamous Bigfoot theories. It was an awesome period for internet gaming culture. Alongside it, there was GTA Garage, one of the most important GTA modding sites ever created. It became a giant archive for mods, scripts, tools, and experimental projects. All of this helped GTA modding explode into mainstream PC gaming culture. And at the time, players were already obsessed with discovering hidden things inside San Andreas. Until one of the users posts this. Digging through the game's files, users named Patrick W. discovered something Rockstar thought had been buried forever. This was the original post that I took from GTA Garage, titled the Hot Coffee Mod, an uncensored dating with girlfriend. Inside one of the game's scripts was a file labeled GF Sex, a hidden interactive minigame, complete with animations, camera controls, and gameplay systems that suggested it was once fully playable during development. And once modders flipped that value from 0 to 1, the hidden minigame suddenly came back to life, exactly as the developers left it. But what happened afterward was the reason why the users take down the mod. Because the moment footage hit the internet, everything exploded. News stations began covering the story nonstop. And it is important to remember that people already knew GTA was violent. People had been criticizing it since the day it came out. But when they discovered this, it was a whole lotta different kind of outrage. But the biggest issue was this. What if game companies were secretly hiding explicit content inside games kids already owned? Remember, parents in 2005 were already nervous about internet culture, especially when it came to video games. Because back then, many adults still saw games as something made mostly for children. And that's what terrified parents and politicians at the time. Because Grand Theft Auto was massively popular with teenagers. So, when people hear this, it felt like their fears about video games were true all along. At the time, Rockstar's initial response was that hackers and modders had created the content through major modifications to the game. But that explanation only made the controversy even bigger. Because now, federal investigators and politicians started getting involved. One of the most vocal people was Hillary Clinton. She pushed for a federal investigation into the hidden content, which made the hot coffee controversy become an even bigger national issue. She criticized the game's rating system and argued that companies should be held accountable for explicit material hidden inside games sold to minors. Eventually, investigators discovered the truth that the controversial minigame wasn't created by modders at all. The files were already sitting inside the original retail copy of the game. Then came the decision. After investigating the hidden content left inside, the ESRB stripped the game of its original mature rating and reclassified it as adults only. Now keep in mind, back then, video game ratings were a massive deal. For most games, that rating determined everything. An adults-only rating was basically a death sentence. Major retailers refused to carry it, and console manufacturers wanted nothing to do with them. The moment a game received that label, it almost completely disappeared from store shelves. Even some stores completely stopped selling it. And because of this, Take-Two's stock reportedly dropped. Rockstar had to halt production, recall many copies, remove the hidden files, and release a completely new version of the game just to get the mature rating back. But the impact didn't stop there. The controversy permanently changed how developers handled hidden content, because rating boards became far stricter and publishers had to disclose unused material more carefully. And more importantly, the original user eventually took down the mod as a sign of support for Rockstar during the backlash. But even if it wasn't him, someone else would have eventually found the hidden content anyway. And because of that, developers became far more aggressive about removing leftover files before launch. Because today, people constantly data mined games looking for cut content, hidden dialogue, and unused mechanics. Even an entire game gets leaked before they even release. So now you know why the hot coffee controversy went way deeper than most people remember. If you enjoy this kind of gaming history content, you can check out my last video about how a single game created one of the most downvoted posts in Reddit history. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.